Hola todo y bienvenido a mi canal. Welcome back to you guys. So today I'm going to be reviewing this eyeshadow palette from Wish. I was trying to pick a day that I could review this that I actually had on the makeup so you guys could actually see how it looks. So this is the eyeshadow look I was able to create with the palette today. I've had this makeup on since about 11:30 and it is now 4:47. I would show you the picture. Well, I don't know. Okay, so it's now 4:47. So, yeah, I've had this on for quite a long time, about 5 hours. So I've had this makeup on for a decent amount of time, and you guys can see it still looks really, really good. So I'm going to be reviewing this makeup palette, this eyeshadow palette that I got from Wish.com. This was not my first time ordering from Wish, but it was one of my first times ordering from them. I had heard about Wish. A lot of people have posted up ads and a whole lot of stuff about them. So I wanted to try them out and see if their makeup was all that, if it was really, what people are raving about, is it really good? So this is what the palette looks like. You guys can see it's a 40 color eyeshadow palette, so there are a ton of bright, vibrant colors in here. As you guys can see, lots of bright colors. So you guys know that this is what I like. I like wearing color eyeshadow. It's what I go for. I would say probably about 90% of the time is color eyeshadow. I'm just not really a neutral type of person. I prefer to have color in my eyeshadow, so I really do like this for that. But before we get into the review of the palette, I'm going to tell you guys what is on the rest of my face, because I've seen people do this in makeup videos, and just in case anybody was curious about how I achieved this look, I used the Equate 1% hydrocortisone as a moisturizer all over my face, my eyelids and everything, because I find that the number one step for me to preventing oily eyelids is to moisturize them. So I do have oily eyelids. That's the only place on my entire face that gets oily. You guys can see I have no makeup on the rest of my face, and even though it was quite, I don't know if you guys can hear the wind coming in through the window, but it's not a hot day outside right now. Still, I don't really have oil on the rest of my face, so I don't really have an oily face. My skin is dry, but my eyelids are oily. So anyway, I use the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer in Sheer. This is what this looks like. This does a really great job at preventing my eyelids from getting oily. I just moisturize them. I put about 2 or 3 coats of this on, and it pretty much does the trick. For my eyebrows, I use the e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream in the shade Espresso, and this is what that looks like. It's just Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream. I have used this as an eyeliner and a brow cream. I find that as an eyeliner, it wouldn't really work with color eyeshadow where I want everything to be crisp. I want the eyeliner line to be crisp and stuff. That could just be my fault, but I feel like this is the type of eyeliner you would use if you wanted a more natural, smudgy type of, just natural wing eyeliner look. For me, it was really hard to get this to go on crisp and clean. I had a little bit of issues with that, so it just ended up looking kind of more smudgy and natural, but that's fine by me. I just wanted to point that out with this particular product. And to apply that, I used the little brush that comes in the e.l.f. brow kit. This is in the shade Dark. I just didn't use this today, but I used the little angled liner brush that comes out of this because I don't own one, but that one does pretty good. As you guys can see, it works really well. And to blend out my eyeshadow primer and stuff, I use this little mini green beauty blender thing that I got off of eBay. This literally is mini, and that's how it was advertised, but this also was advertised as mini, and it's mini right now, but when I wet this expands probably about 2 to maybe 2 times as big as it is right now. And this is the mini one by the same company, which is Kaito. I try to link this one down below. This is an Amazon one. This one I got off eBay, but this one does not expand at all, so I guess they were not kidding when they said mini. This does not expand, period. But it's perfect for blending out my eyelids and stuff like that, and underneath the eyes. It's not really good for blending out foundation because it's kind of too small, but it does the job. And for brushes and stuff, these are all the brushes that I ended up using. I have this one that's a random one that I used to apply my eyes, which I'll get to in a minute. And then I have 3 eyeshadow brushes from Wet n Wild, and I have one from e.l.f. And the e.l.f. one is the professional blending eye brush, and the Wet n Wild ones don't have names on them. I think this is the small eyeshadow brush, the large eyeshadow brush, and then the crease brush. I can already see that these are starting to get a little bit frayed at the ends too. That's never happened with the e.l.f. brushes, so I don't know how to... Guys, I've been talking, and I did not even press record, so I've just been talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. I did not even press record. So, I used the LA Colors Mascara. I've been using this for years. I really like it. I keep going back to this because it's always available. It's $1 and it gets the job done. I would say that I don't really need a lot from a mascara. Like, I just put it on. I'm not really looking for extra lengthening or extra volume or anything. I'm happy with, you know, my regular lashes, so I don't really need a lot. I just need something just to get the job done. Then I use the LA Colors Liquid Eyeliner in black. That's what the brush looks like. Does a really, really good thing. And what I was talking about before was that a lot of people say now they kind of debate on whether the eyeliner is shiny or matte. This eyeliner is not matte. It definitely does have a slight shine to it, but like when I'm out and about, or like unless you get really close, I personally can't really tell whether this is like a shiny eyeliner. Like against the matte eyeshadow I can tell, but other than that I can't really tell that this is necessarily a shiny eyeliner. I mean, you can kind of see it when you get up close, but I don't really think, you know, I'm not really harping on all of that. Like, I'm good. It works for me. So just wanted to point that out in case you were curious about that. So to do my eye makeup, I had to put on a white concealer. So what I did was I primed my eyes, moisturized, did all that, and then I applied my crease colors. So for crease colors out of this palette, I use this shade as a transition color, like up near my brow bone, and just for blending out all the shadows up here. I use this shade, and then I mix this brown and this black to get my crease color today. Less black because I didn't want it to be too striking, but I still wanted it to be a little bit darker because I find that when I use this brown by itself, it doesn't show up too well on my skin. Maybe it's because, maybe it's because I have a tan, but it doesn't really show up too well, this brown by itself, so I usually mix it with the black. So that's what I used. So I did my crease first, and then I went in on my eyelid and I used a white concealer, and I used the concealer out of this concealer palette from Wish. I'm not really going to be reviewing this because it gets the job done and it does what it needs to do. I don't wear under eye concealer, so I'm not even sure why I bought this, but I have it just in case I want to use it. The concealers are creamy, they're a little bit oily. Well, some of the shades are a little bit oily, not all of them are, but some of them are slightly oily, but they get the job done, they do what they need to do, they work. So I used the white concealer. Let me see if it'll, okay. So I used the white concealer, which is right here, out of the palette to put on my eyelid. And after I did that, I set my eyelid with some of this e.l.f. translucent powder, which is way too light to put on my skin. You guys can see that, like, that's not going to work at all. And it says it's translucent. It does have color to it. It makes me look really, really ghostly. So I personally can't use this on my face, so I've just been using it to set my eyelids. And I find that with the Wish concealer palette, the concealer does crease if you don't put powder over it, because I did a makeup look the other day where I used this white concealer and it creased on me. Okay, I had like a crease and you couldn't really notice, but I mean, it was there. And I had on, I think that was the day that I wore red and blue eyeshadow, and it creased. So from then on, I started setting it with a powder to make sure that it wouldn't crease. So I put this on and make sure it was nice and blended, no creases or anything, and then I immediately went behind it and set it with this e.l.f. translucent powder and a fluffy brush, just a really, really light dusting on top just to kind of set it and make sure that it doesn't move around. So I did that to the makeup palette review. So what do I think about these colors? You guys can see them. They're visible. They're very pigmented, especially in person. I don't think on camera it's picking up as how like bright these colors are. Like, these colors are vibrant. Like, they're super duper bright, and my camera is not picking it up very well at all, but these colors are extremely, extremely pigmented. Just like my shirt isn't really picking up probably as neon as it is on camera, but these eyeshadow colors are super duper pigmented. You guys can see they're really bright. They're really, really bright. So if you're not into color bright eyeshadow, do not buy this, because this palette is bright. It's not like one of those color eyeshadow palettes that kind of like dull down. This is super duper bright. So this is, again, what it looks like. So the colors that I used on my lid are this color down here and this pink right here. So those are the two colors that I used on my lid along with the crease colors, and that's basically it. So another thing that I want to point out is that on top of putting it on top of the white concealer and that powder, I also used a wet or damp brush. So this is the brush that I used to apply the eyeshadow. This is the Wet n Wild. I think this is the small eyeshadow brush, but this is the brush that I used to apply it. I wet this brush and then I dried it off a little bit so it wasn't like soaking wet, and then I put it in there and I applied it like that. So when I use these colors dry, they're definitely not that pigmented dry as when they're wet and you use them on top of a white concealer or like a white eyeshadow base or whatever you're going to use. So for me, I definitely do have to use a white base with this, as well as use the eyeshadows wet. but I only paid, I think I paid like $4 and something for this, so under $5, and it's definitely worth every penny. In a way, this is better than purchasing like those little 6-color eyeshadow palettes from the Dollar Tree, because if you were to purchase 4 of those 6-color eyeshadow palettes, you'd only have 24 colors, where in this one you have 40 colors. So it's a better deal than getting those Dollar Tree eyeshadow palettes. Even, well, not really when you compare it to the 12-color eyeshadow palettes, but I haven't seen one that has bright colors like this yet. So like I already said before, I really, really like bright, bold, neon, colorful eyeshadow. So this palette is perfect for me. I would highly recommend it. Yes, you do have to put in work. You have to put a white base. You have to use a wet brush. But when you do that, you can get really, really nice, bright, colorful eyeshadow looks out of this palette. And it's really, really cheap. Like, if I had to get rid of all my eyeshadows, I would keep this palette because it has all the colors I need. Also, if I wanted to do a neutral look, it has those colors in there too. This shade right here, I did not use with a white concealer or anything. I just used a wet brush with this. And this color was so popping. Like, it looked so, so beautiful. This gold right here in the corner, it looks so gorgeous without me even having to put a white base on. And I do think with the shimmers, you don't really need a white base, but with the matte colors, I would say definitely go with a white base. But I have used a white base with the shimmers. The only one that I did not use a white base was this one. And I also used this green without a white base, and that one wasn't really too nice, so you definitely need to use a white base with that. I used the pink and the purple without a white base, and they did okay, but I definitely feel like when you use a white base and use them wet, they definitely do pop a lot more. So that's what I have to say about this Wish eyeshadow palette. Would definitely recommend it. I mean, I'm just looking at my eyeshadow right now. It is so vibrant and bright. It's exactly how I like it. So definitely would recommend this. I've really, really been enjoying it. And another thing that I really like about this is that it has matte and shimmer, and it has neutral color, so you can get an entire cohesive look out of this palette. Again, today's look, the crease, everything is all done with this palette, so I did not have to go to any other palettes to try and get colors out. I just used this one and made it do what it do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys like makeup videos and stuff. I try to do videos other than just doll videos. I am going to try to do an organization video coming up pretty soon as well. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios y hasta luego. Bye, you guys.